Hello again. I thought I'd share 3 traveller's notebook junk journals that I've made for my little Etsy shop that I've recently opened. It might be too much to do all 3 into one video, so I'll start with this one and then I might do a separate video for the other 2. So these journals, they've been made out of this fabric, which is actually from an old lounge. I was driving along with my sister one day and I saw an old lounge set that was thrown out in a curbside cleanup, and the fabric, it was so beautiful. The back panel of the lounge that goes against the wall was pretty much in perfect condition because, you know, it's against the wall, so it's protected. And so I got her to jump out and cut the back panel of fabric off for me with a box cutter that I carry around in my handbag, actually. I know that's kind of weird, but I'm always chopping stuff from somewhere. So it was in beautiful condition and I've taken it home and I've washed it and it's come up really shiny, and it reminds me of an old lounge that we had growing up as kids, and we used to think it was so ugly back then, but now I find this sort of fabric really beautiful. Must be getting old. So it's got a velvety touch. I don't usually like velvet or cotton balls or anything like that, but this is actually quite nice. And if you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but it's recessed in parts and raised on the velvety parts, like kind of that embossed look. It's just really, really gorgeous. So I've got a whole bunch of fabric that I can use for some other projects. Okay, so the center of this cover is actually made out of, it's got fabric and then file folder just to give it some rigidity, and the inside cover, it's actually made out of fabric from a drop cloth. When we were painting, after we finished painting, I washed the drop cloth and it was hanging on the clothesline, and some of the edges were frayed, and I saw it frays really nice to give it that like frayed, grungy, tattered look. And so while it was actually on the clothesline, I was like snipping panels off to use on the inside journal covers, and it went from this like huge big drop cloth to something like half the size. So because it's meant for a traveller's notebook insert, I've only put a simple wrap binding around, since you won't use it with a closure inside the traveller's notebook cover. And I've just put a button, and that's a vintage button off my grandmother's old jacket, and just a handmade bead on a bulb pin. Hi Clive. That's my business partner. You hear meowing in the background, Clive. Yeah, she comes in and takes over my craft room every day. Clive, shush. Okay, so I'll try and make this quick. The inside cover, she's got some fabric, journal card, that's some coffee dyed paper sewn on, fabric with music paper, and just a little floral piece of stationery paper to write on. Clive's trying to get up on my desk now. Get down. So it's coffee dyed papers throughout. Children's book image. This book, it was called Where Do Butterflies Go When It Rains. Really, really pretty little images, all in just blue. Some fabric. Sorry, say hello, Clive. Hi. Get down. This is some fabric, and I've made 3 little individual pockets and just put some little stamp images from an auction catalogue backed onto some coffee dyed paper. Clive. Oh my goodness. She's purring. Well, we say she because we thought Clive was a girl when we brought her home, but it turns out he was a boy. But we still call him she, so he might have a little bit of an identity crisis going on here. This is a seed packet. I don't know if you can see the date, but it's got "So before March 1980. Oops, don't know if you can see that on camera. And this was from my grandmother's place when we were cleaning out her house after she died. My father was moving in, and in the veranda we found like this whole box of old seed packets from the 70s and 80s, and I did plant one to see if it would grow, but most of the seeds in there had already turned to dust. So this is new for 1977, and so I've kept the seed packets to use in junk journals because they're really pretty. So it's just a little pocket with a tag in there. Some yellow coffee dyed paper. It's invitation paper. It's really thick and feels really nice. These are some little button embellishments that I made. So I've just sewn some vintage buttons onto some of that invitation paper because it's quite thick. And I've been using them as little embellishments with a paper clip. They're really cute. Some coffee dyed paper. This is from a gardening book, and I've left it plain on the back, so you can read it if you want, or if you want to use it as a journaling card, you just stick some paper over it. This is a page from a children's book with all different fairy tales, and the pages were falling out of the seam pretty much, so I've left all the ripped side there because I think it looks really nice like that. And it's got beautiful images. They just use, you know, 1 or 2 colors in each picture, and it's really pretty. Some fabric, computer paper, that's the negative of some punches. I was punching some flowers to make some little embellishments, so I've just used some negative, stuck it onto the back of some coffee dyed paper. This is a letter, a love letter out of some girly novel. I just thought it looked really cute. It's got 18th of February 1692, so I've just coffee dyed it. You can write on the back because the back's all blank. In the centre pocket, I've just made a centre pocket to hide the stitching for the signature. And in this little coffee dyed candy bag, I've just put some floral fabric samples that you can chop up and use as embellishments in your junk journals. really pretty. Some coffee dyed paper. And just another one of those flower catalogue cards. This computer paper, I've got a whole box of it that I've found somewhere or other, I don't know. And it's so cool. I don't know, if you're an 80s baby or early 90s baby, you probably remember this. It was a computer paper that was perforated and it came in a box, and you'd print it with, it would go on the little spools on the side, and then you'd rip your reports and everything off. I think I'm showing my age. It's so cool though. It's just a little envelope I made. Just book page, you know, the never-ending book pages that you try and use up, with some note paper inside. These are some pictures from a gardening book that I had. They're really, really pretty pictures, and so I thought I'd include them in there. You can use them to make embellishments or tags or tuck spots or something in your books. Just a ruffle. I love how grungy the ruffles come out when you fray the edges. Some fabric. Oh, I've left a little tag on there. This was actually from a linen sheet that I've just cut up, and on the tag I think it has made in the USA in there, so I've left that on there because, you know, everything's made in China and overseas now. It's just a little pull-out page. And that's the last page, just a book page pocket with some little cards that I've made from images out of the stamp catalogue. They're really cute. This one's especially cute. And a little pocket with some scrap paper on the back. And that's it. So, hope you like my little journal, and I'll do the next 2 books in the next journal, and this will be on my little Etsy shop sometime today. That's it. Thank you.